This week, I read about a story that has me absolutely furious. I I can't put into words exactly how upsetting it was to see this and the things that have happened around it. Last week I heard about this story that some sections of the media have dubbed the Mean Girls. To give a short-ish summary, this is me, so haha, of the events. Back in July of 2017, this one girl accused this lifeguard, they're both high school students, not the same high school by the way, of raping her. Got him fired, got him thrown in front of a judge, so police reports were filed, obviously. She continued the accusation the entire time they were in court. He pled not guilty. He was put on a 6-month probation. I believe the court sentence was handed in like March of this year or something. So 6 months, nothing happens. His record would be expunged. If anything did happen, he'd go to jail. Well, sometime before the 6 months was up, another girl said that this guy had snuck into her room at night and raped her. So, off to jail he went. In the time between her saying that and him being thrown in jail, another 3 girls came forward. So 5 in total. To say that he had sexually assaulted or raped them. They all had very similar stories. They all said very similar things. It was what looked like a case of, oh, he's a repeat or serial offender. He has the same MO, etc., etc. So he was thrown in juvie. And he was there for 2 weeks before 3 of the girls that accused him, and I'm not sure which 3, so it could have been the original, it could have been the newest 3, I don't know. 3 of them came forward and said, actually, he didn't do anything. We made that up. Oh? You accused someone of rape? Made it up out of thin air? Why? This is the part that just blows me away. The original girl and the others that did so following accused this guy of rape, made him lose his job, made him expelled from school, put a sexual offender mark on his record because they didn't like his voice. I wish I could explain things further. I really do. That's it. That's the only reasoning they gave. They didn't like his voice. They didn't like the way he looked. They just didn't like him. So, at least in the original girl's case, she thought that because she just didn't like someone, she could accuse him of rape, and that'd be fine. It's taking everything I have to not scream right now. I cannot believe this is the world we live in. As soon as those 3 girls came forward, he was taken out of juvie. So at least they did that right. They said that by the, I believe, beginning or middle of September, his record would be expunged. There would be absolutely nothing on there anymore. It's mid-October. He's still a sexual offender. They haven't done anything. The state doesn't give a damn. They railroaded him in the original case to begin with. They don't want to be shown as wrong because they believe the women. And that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to believe the women. You're not supposed to investigate. You're not supposed to be skeptical. You're not supposed to actually have justice applied. No, that's sexist. You're supposed to believe the women, punish the man, no matter what, because women never lie. Women are these perfect, divine beings that are incapable of sin. This is why I have always hated the listen and believe mentality. This is why I ascribe to trust but verify. I will trust that what you are saying is true. I need evidence. And that's not how this court case went. It was, she said it, ergo it's true. That's all there was. Well, that and the fact that she and her friends come from rather affluent families, and his family is dirt poor. I think that had a little bit to do with it. A little background on each of these people. He's just a regular Joe Schmo kid. She and her friends are cheerleaders. At least one of the girls, both of her parents are on the school board. You get where this is going. So, why believe the poor kid when these nice cheerleader, well-to-do girls, they have everything to lose? So, obviously, they can't be lying. I'm so sick of this. I'm so sick of seeing false accusations like this and then nothing being done. By the way, they're not being punished at all. There's a lawsuit going on by the boy. His parents are suing the parents of the girls and the state because the state has still yet to remove that he's a sexual predator from his record. And then the parents of the girls, for obvious malicious reasons, because they fucking admitted they did it just to fuck with him. And as I said, they're relatively well-to-do, so they have good lawyers. It's a matter of mitigating damage at this point. That's all the lawyer case is. Because if this was my kid and they did that, well, first of all, I'd have them thrown away. Just locked somewhere and toss the key. But then I would be like, okay, how big do you want the check? Because there's no defending this. There's no excuse for this. If that kid doesn't wind up having a payday of somewhere in the ballpark of 10 or 20 million, that will be a grave injustice. He lost his job, which you can argue was a summer job for school, in between school. That's fine. He now has a giant stain on his record. He's been accused of something that is the absolute worst thing you can be accused of, and it will follow him for the rest of his life. Even if his record is expunged, we live in the internet era, people will have seen this, and because the girls accused him, even though they have since recanted that original accusation will still hold up with people, and they will say, well, you were accused, so you did it. Because we live in this era where you are guilty until proven innocent. Which, this one case alone should prove why this is a nightmare of an idea. I firmly believe that I would rather see 9 guilty people go free than lock up one innocent person. The exact opposite seems to be had right now in society, or at least the correct society. That they would rather see 9 innocent people locked up than let one guilty person run free. That's not how the legal system works. And it shouldn't be how the legal system works. And if that's the world you want to live in, then get the fuck out of here, because you are destroying this legal system. I'm going to bring this back to an earlier topic that I talked about a week or two ago, the Kavanaugh case. Now that Kavanaugh has been confirmed and sworn in, magically Ford has disappeared. Imagine that. Imagine the person that came out of nowhere to accuse Kavanaugh of something that no one could prove, that even she couldn't prove because she had no evidence of. She just then magically disappears. Drops the case. Doesn't do anything about it. Who could have possibly seen that coming? Between this case and between the Kavanaugh thing and a lot of other things that I could bring up, I firmly believe that we need to redo the way our legal system is in the regard of false accusations. Now, I'm not saying if you make a mistake or if you identify the wrong person that you should be charged with anything. No. That is unintentional. That's a mistake. You shouldn't be punished for something like that. I am saying if you maliciously and intentionally accuse someone of something you know they didn't do just to fuck with them, like these fucking bitches did right here, I'm talking about the high school girls, then you should absolutely be charged with whatever he would have been charged with. I know that's not how the legal system works. I know that's probably never how the legal system's going to work. But there has to be something. Because this is getting out of control. The fact that we live in a world where rape accusations are now used as a cudgel to beat people over the head with is disgusting to me in ways that I cannot describe. There needs to be something done. Oh, they lied under oath. That's perjury. No one ever gets charged with perjury. These girls have not been charged with anything. They've not been punished at all. Nothing. Not even the school has done anything to them. Are you fucking kidding me? I really think that we need to get to the point where we actually have it so that if you maliciously charge someone with something you know they didn't do, and I'm not just saying accusation, I mean full on you file a police report. I'll even go that step just to make sure that that everything's the T's are all crossed, the I's are all dotted, that sort of shit, to make sure that this doesn't get abused. If you file a police report, if you get someone in trouble, if you charge someone with something that you know they didn't do, that you know you're making up, you then get charged with it. And you would serve whatever sentence they would have. These girls need to be locked up. There needs to be some form of punishment applied here. I don't care what. They cannot be let go. They need to be shown that this is not acceptable, not only for them, but for the rest of society. Because if they get away with this, a lot of other people are going to do the exact same fucking thing because there's no punishment whatsoever. And to top this all off, now, because of these girls, it was 5 different girls that basically just talked amongst themselves and came to the wonderful idea that each individually should accuse someone of rape. Now you've made people like Harvey Weinstein look more believable. Because now, whenever I see... It used to be that if I saw 3, 4, 5, 10, whatever, different women come forward with the same or very similar story, I used to think, even if I think some of them are lying, I'm pretty sure there's some truth in here from at least one of them. Now I'm going to remember back to this, and I'm going to think, I wonder if they know each other, if they've talked amongst themselves. Congratulations, you've now made groups of women coming forward seem less believable. I'm sure I'm the misogynist for thinking that, rather than them being the horrible people for having done this in the first place. We need to fix this. We need to make sure that shit like this doesn't keep happening. Because if this does, this is one of the things that could lead to just complete legal nightmare from all sides. I don't want to live in a world where rape is used as a fucking weapon. I don't want to live in a world where everyone is afraid to talk to the opposite gender just because they might get accused of something. I don't like that we have to live in a world where you have to go around somewhere with two or three different people just to have someone on your side to verify that you didn't do something that you've just been randomly accused of. But that's the paranoid lunacy world that we're living in right now, and it needs to fucking stop. Unfortunately, our legal system is rather slow, so I figure unless these girls get punished immediately, we're probably going to see the effects of this for another 2-3 years before something finally changes. Oh god, that's going to be fun. Well, I'm not looking forward to that. This has been Math Machine, just hoping for common fucking sense and sanity and just going insane from all of this. Peace out.